feel like, and I'm sorry if I'm offending anybody, I feel like black men don't really want to have the conversation that black women actually do have more options that are available to them than are ever kind of proposed.
Yeah.
Because yes, black men, sure, it might be a little bit more difficult, but if you are willing to date outside your race, the options open up.
Right.
There's a whole movement called Passport Bros.
This is what I mean.
Oh, God.
I mean, it goes to Ebony's point about black women being fed the narrative that you got to take what you can get, that you're the lowest on the totem pole in terms of attractiveness, and that black men are actively saying, I do not want a black woman. I am going to go to another country to find another, ethnicity or race of woman because I deem them to be more attractive. I deem them to have more traditional values, bow to me.
Submissive. To find them to do what, though?
To marry them.
Who?
Shit doesn't even make sense.
Options and what is being proposed.
She's a liar.
Black women only got one set of options, and that's us over here in America. Black men have all of the options. We have all of the options. This is the minority of black women that even exist over here in America. I don't know why black women feel like, okay, but you still have to get chose. It's up to the man to choose you. So you can say, okay, I'm going to the white man, but the white man still have to choose you. It's going to be the same requirements. It don't matter if you here or if you're going to Africa, you're going to China, you still have to get chose. And around the world, people don't want American women. We have way more options. It's black women in Kenya, it's black women in Accra, Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, Namibia.
But you gotta remember when
you've been there.
Black American men.
Most men don't want black women at all.
Black women in America are fat, 187 pounds. The fattest black women in the world.
That's a
it's not
exact
even
number.
I honestly
we make the most in the world.
Shannon Sharp said he liked them that thick though, so he make a lot of money.
He don't. He just ain't been to Africa yet. That's the problem. We feel like we have to deal with this. We don't have to deal with none of this. We at the top of the totem pole. Any black man that go to any country in Africa, your wealth is 10 times greater. You're rich.
They want you.
And you can get a black woman that's supportive, submissive, feminine.
I love you, Mariah. You're beautiful. I'll take you any day.
She got options. You know she got options, okay?
Who said that?
And I'm married.
I'll choose you first.
You're married to a black
beautiful
woman. I
queen.
love that for you.
No,
I
if
love
I'm
that.
honest, I think that has a lot to do with black women. Like, it's our fault. Like
most men do not want a black woman because of our attitude, because of how we carry ourselves, because of the way we act, because of the way we look. We don't like our natural selves.
We don't know structure. We don't have structure. We don't know the difference between a man and a woman. And that is the problem. And we want to focus on being independent women. And even though we can be independent, it's not efficient for us. So it becomes a problem for the black
Michaeli? Michaeli, I see your face, girl.
In my
head.
I mean, I don't think we can generalize. These are stereotypes. Stereotypes are harmful. Stereotypes come from historically. If you think about slavery, breaking up the black family, it was to create this kind of hypervigilance and hyper independence from black women because they didn't have a choice because the families are separated. So, like, yes, there are some things that historically have there are these stereotypes, but I think it's like, in the same way we can't generalize all black men as being X, Y, and Z, I don't think we can say this about all black women. So I agree because to a certain extent, because it's a stereotype, but
I would say there's a very minute group of black women that can actually date other races.
Mm-hmm.
I think
it's not for everybody.
And it's not even how they feel about y'all, it's what y'all would accept. Like, what I hear about white men is they're more passive. Y'all like niggas, y'all like hard and all that shit. And by and large, white men ain't that.
Do you think black women date more white men or Spanish men, or is it just white men?
The thing is, black women, they ran a Willie Lynch system back then. Yeah, they didn't have a choice. They chose to protect their daughters and make them independent, and they made their sons soft. Well, guess what? They've had a choice since 1968, the 1970s. They chose feminism. They chose feminism. They chose to destroy their family and allow their family to go down the hole. They put themselves above the community.
My point.
And the thing that kills me about black women in America is They act like they're the only black women in the world. You are a minority of black women in the world. It's like 2.1 million Africans worldwide. It's only around 20 to 30 million black women here. You are a minority, so the way that most black women act here is not how most black women act worldwide. Black women in Brazil are not acting masculine. Black women in Puerto Rico, Colombia, or anywhere in Africa aren't masculine. So why are we being masculine?
You been there? You been in those places?
No.
I've done research.
No.
Women,
That's
black
not what
women.
I
I
asked.
read a book.
Have you been there? Because a lot of people like to talk about overseas. They ain't got no damn passport.
Or the
so
islands and shit like that.
I want to know, have you been to those places? You are right, though.
No, I've been there.
No, I ain't talking about you, Taboo. I'm talking about
been
Mansa.
there.
You are right on what you said, but I was just curious if you've been there, Mansa.
Sure, I don't need to have the experience to know that it's a fact. You can learn from other people. There's plenty of black men who have traveled to different places around the world who have given their reviews. And from their reviews, black women in Africa are not just sitting here trying to demonize black men. They respect black men and uphold black men to the highest standard. They still look at black men as a king.
But here in America,
this isn't even a
But
conversation.
you got to think about it. It all goes along with culture. Our culture doesn't do that anymore.
Every time.
What is our culture? We have a deaf culture.
Exactly.
It's not even a real culture. This is a culture that was created by a white man.
Sure.
We don't even know ourselves.